Hi, I'm Andy from Maverick Diagnostics, and today I'm going to talk to you about Volkswagen, Audi, Seat, ŠKODA, Bentley, Lamborghini, Ducati diagnostic tools. In fact, Ducati's a bit of a lie, but they do make them, and obviously Bugatti. So, where do we start with this one? Volkswagen are probably the most fussy OEM when it comes to registration. They don't like anybody who is not VAT registered. They don't like anybody who is not a limited company. They don't want any logos. And what I mean by that is not just on your website or your Facebook page, I mean on your building, because we'll actually use Google to search you on Google Street View. We've had customers being stopped from having it because they've got Volkswagen Audi logos on their building. They also don't like any form of tuning. So if you've got tuning all over your website, forget it. Because obviously they had a little bit of a problem with Dieselgate, and they're very officious about anybody remapping their vehicles, let's say. So that's the first thing you need to know. So if you're not in any of those categories, you're fine. You can go ahead and register. The registration process takes a while. We will help you with the registration process, fill in the forms, etc. I'm going to talk to you about Volkswagen UK specifically. So the forms will come to us, we can double check them, you fill in the forms. You're going to need a valid passport or a driver's license or some form of ID. You're going to have it signed off by your managing director. It will then go into Volkswagen, which they will then lose it for about 3 to 4 weeks generally, and contact you eventually and ask you a few questions on the questionnaire and say, okay, you can have the product. They've obviously got to check you're a legitimate business, because bear in mind, you are going to be competing against their dealers with this. You then receive a few different things. You receive something called a GB number. And your GB number is for different brands. So the brands you'll apply through Volkswagen GB are Volkswagen, Audi, Seat, ŠKODA. Bentley and Lamborghini are completely separate applications, but you can do them. It's not a problem to do them. It helps if you've done your Volkswagen registration first. Bugatti, no one's ever asked us, don't know how to do it. So you've got all that going on. You've now received your GB number. Once you've received your GB number, you've then got to receive your gecko token. Your gecko token is basically like a little bank calculator, which gives you a PIN code. Complicated process, because with Volkswagen, you're going to end up with 3 passwords every time you use the tool. It's not easy. Now, bear in mind, this tool is exactly what they use in the dealers. It's end-to-end process. So effectively, it logs into the car, it pulls the chassis number, it has a look at what updates it needs. Be wary though, because actually it reports everything back to Volkswagen as well. So if the car's been remapped, for example, it sees what the torque limitation curves are in the vehicle, it reports it back, and if it's a brand new car, to say your car has now voided its warranty. So it's slightly dangerous in some ways. It's fully guided diagnostics though, so this is it. This is actually the pinnacle really with Volkswagen. Once you can use it, once you're trained to use it, because I'm not being funny, I've never seen anybody yet pick up an ODIS tool and use it straight out of the box unless they've been Volkswagen trained. It's extremely different to all of the other diagnostic tools that we sell. We've got some amazing technical trainers here. We've got some guys who work for Volkswagen at the factory for 24 years, and other guys who do a lot of interesting training and interesting stuff with VW. So we've got a huge knowledge base about it. Now, the way we sell it is we sell it absolutely properly. We sell at the moment, this is 2020, the VAG 6154A. And the reason for the A at the end is that there's a new security called SFD on Volkswagen Golf Mark 8. And that's another level of security encryption which no aftermarket tool can currently get through. You need your security token, you need to be registered with FSD to unlock modules and program modules on that car. So we sell the A, so we're future-proofed anyway. We also sell it on exactly the right spec machine, which is a CFD1, and in fact we sell the VAG 6160 version. The difference between that and a normal Panasonic laptop is it actually has the Fisher ports, which are sort of small round connector ports on the side that you plug the VAG tool directly into. The VAG tool does work on Wi-Fi perfectly for doing diagnostics, but a lot of the time when you're using this tool, you're going to be programming with it, so we don't recommend you do that, obviously. Now, prices start at around €10 an hour. You can buy hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, yearly subscriptions, depending on what you're doing. When you buy a token though, say you buy an Audi token for an hour, that ain't gonna work on Volkswagens. If you buy an Audi for a day, that's still not going to work on Volkswagen. The clue is you've got to buy a Volkswagen token as well to do it. So once you've got your head around it, it's probably one of the most powerful tools that we sell. Bear in mind the vehicle park of Volkswagen, Audi, Seat, ŠKODA. To give you an idea, to put some concept to this, I myself used VAG Comp for years and years and years, pretty much since it came out from Rostec. I can't even remember how many years ago. I was recently just trying to do something because I'm pretty good. I go on the VAG Comp wiki, I can program stuff with it. Coming up to 2015 cars onwards, VAG Comp does nothing really now. I was even trying to reset a sunroof on something and I couldn't do it with VAG Comp. So moving forward in the future, I'm afraid all you Volkswagen guys, which I am one of, your only choice is going to be Otis. So have a look at your business, have a look at your business needs, and try and get your registration in order. As in, you're probably going to have to get VAT registered. A lot of people over the years have called me and asked me for advice about it, and I've just said simply, you're going to have to go VAT registered because they won't touch you these days on it. They do say you can get a letter from your accountant. I've not had anybody really successfully go through that way. It's been really difficult for them and it's taken them 3 to 6 months to do it that way. So think about registration, think about becoming a limited company before you do it, and definitely make sure there's nothing on your website. So we're going to supply an original kit, we're going to supply you with the training, and then obviously we'd like to invite you to carry on with the ongoing tech support for the vehicles and tech support for the equipment as well. The other thing you need to know is that when VAG software is updated, there's a big process involved in downloading a lot of files. So I think at last count there's something like 44 gig of DAT flash files, which is programming files that need to be downloaded. So you also need a decent internet connection. Now it sounds very complicated. We do this every day. That's why I can just rattle off this video, because we just know VAG inside out and back to front. So any questions, please call us or drop us an email or have a look at the website www.maverickdiagnostics.com. Many thanks.